Add yes. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I think it's working. Please tell me you guys can hear me. There it is. Let's go. Oh, we did it. I was stressing. Oh my God. You know what's so crazy? The first thing I said when hopping on here was, I hope my audio is working, because if this isn't, then this is going to be very awkward. And then I go into the chat and everyone's like, nope, nope, nope. Thank you so much. Your guys' help. You guys helped out a lot. I was stressing out there. We're gonna do that open. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna do that open again. Pretend like this never happened. Okay, rewind. Should I like do the opening again? Okay. Guys, sit there. Hold on. Oh my gosh, guys, welcome to the stream. This is our first time ever opening the app. Our audio seems to be working, so that's great, right? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being patient. This is the stream. This is our third stream, so you can tell we are professional here. But yeah, the whole point of this is to show you guys all of the ins and outs of what I do. I've been getting a lot of questions lately on certain like projects and all that fun jazz. And honestly, I want to answer all of them, but there is not an amount of time that I can dedicate to answering every single question. But this platform, doing it this way, makes it to where I can, and I can be detailed as possible, and you guys can ask away. Thank you so much for coming. We're also trying to raise funds for Jumpstart Designers, which is my nonprofit to get computers to kids in underserved communities. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So let's hop into the project. First off, how are we feeling today? Are we doing great? It's like rainy and like not good weather where I'm at. So being inside on a Friday feels like the vibe. So yeah, how's everyone doing? Potterhead, I see you in the chat. Thank you. Eric who? Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. I'm at about 73% today. Yeah, I'm basically like a plant where like I need sunlight. If I don't get sunlight, it's like bad. And it's very cloudy today, so I'm feeling it. So happy for YouTube page feature. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I don't know if all of you guys have seen it yet, but a few days ago, I was highlighted on YouTube for their Udall. It was a 2-month long project, and it was one of the most intense projects I think I've ever worked on, just because it was very intricate. Like usually when I work with a client, they're just like, here's an idea. Feel free to do whatever with it. And then I go and take that idea and I kind of pitch what I'm going to do. So it was kind of similar, but they were very hands-on. And I haven't been used to that recently because I've been doing a lot of like freelance work. But I think it was like a good change for me, like to work with so many people who like knew what they were talking about. Like they work with creatives on a day-to-day basis, so working with them was really cool. And on a complete side note, I got hired to do YouTube's, like literally being the face of YouTube and all their social media channels. So that was really, really crazy too. So yeah, how do we get the My Story animated create videos in Blender too? Okay, I don't really use Blender that much. I use primarily After Effects, and with this new 3D model that they have been introducing into it, it is game changer. I mean, you're not gonna get the most like realistic sceneries in terms of like using something like Octane or Arnold in Cinema 4D. Or even like Unreal. Like, I don't think that's what it's meant for, but for just kind of like basic 3D, like models, especially the photogrammetry is absolutely amazing. I could actually show you guys, the most recent project that I did for Converse. And you can see how I did that. So I am not a 3D modeler at all. If I can find a cheat to get around that, I will. So I was using a Substance 3D sampler to use photogrammetry. And just in short, photogrammetry is when you take a whole bunch of photos of an object and then it turns it into a 3D model based on those photos. So let me show you guys. I'm actually pretty excited because although I could do animation breakdowns on Instagram, it's kind of limited. It's not kind of, it's super limited in terms of what I can create and like give you all like the detail of it. But in this type of platform, I can show you the ins and outs of it. So let me pull up this file. Let's see, I'm gonna share my screen. Wait, I'm gonna add my audio on that track, one sec. Bada boom, there it is. Okay. Can you guys hear me good? Oh my gosh. Potterhead. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Oh, my heart. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you, Chris. You're just the bestest in the world. Okay, so wow, I'm like taken back by that. That's so awesome of you. Okay, so look at this. Look at this, guys. These are all the photos that I took of my shoe. And you can kind of see I have a not that good of a background, but what's really great about this photogrammetry, honestly, is that you don't need to have like an insane, like you don't need to have like a studio in order to get like good results. If anything, you just need a object that has a lot of detail in it. So if I were to try to do photogrammetry of this, it would be very difficult because this is like shiny, reflective. There's not many things to grab onto this. And like a Converse, like a shoe, has all the fabric detail in it. And so that was like a really good object to do the photogrammetry for. So yeah, I took a whole bunch of photos and then I input it into, and it's good to get kind of like close up details of that. And then I brought that into a Substance 3D or 3D sampler. And actually, I think I could show it to you. Let me see. Chris, I'm still just like mind blown. Okay. Let me show you. So I did get a question about Blender earlier. I do use Blender to blend, like literally to blend my meshes together. A lot of times with the photogrammetry tool, it comes in good, but there's sometimes could be a lot of artifacts on it and that is not fun. So Blender will help get that out. Hi friends, Mohammed, the good news days. Hello people, welcome to the chat. So let me show you guys the test. I think this was in Painter. Yeah. So I'll open this up. So you'll get to see the actual final 3D model of it. And I've been getting this driver issue lately, and all of my computer's like good. It has the things necessary for it, but I don't know why it keeps giving me that ugly prompt. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so look at this. This is what I got from all of those pictures. Pretty cool, right? That's how I made that halo above my head. I was able to turn all those photos into this 3D model. I think I have the original in Blender. My computer might blow up. I'm opening all these projects but it's for you guys. Oh, thank you. Okay. That's the beanie. Oh, that beanie. Okay, I'm totally all over the place. But did you guys see the video where I did a fake beanie on my head? Yes, this one is real this time. It is not cake. But look at this. Look at how I did it. I had Arthur wear a Green Man suit, and then I made the model from the photogrammetry tool, the subset sampler or 3D sampler. And I was able to just throw this whole model into After Effects and then green screen this out. The reason why I kept the green in there was because I didn't want to see the back of the head. So if I was just to use the 3D model and I put, let's say, a 2D video behind the 3D model, then you would see the inside of the beanie. So what I did was I used the green screen instead, brought that into After Effects, and then I keyed it out. So technically you're looking at it from this perspective and you can't see the back of it. You can't see the inside back of it. So the more you know. But yeah, this is how I usually bring it in here. I go into the edit mode and then I clean up any of these like unnecessary vertices. I'm going to close this because my computer might blow up. I'm not even, it's pushing. I do animate for Living Mid-Class. I animated mid-class, I feel, maybe once upon a time. Yeah, the beanie tripped me out. Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Like, I was like, what's the best way that I could make people be like, oh, she got me. So I thought that was a cool little idea. I missed some of the questions up here. How do you edit projects that you aren't excited about? And how do you stay inspired when it comes to this job field? I feel like since I made it about money in that way, it takes the joy out of it. That is a great question. I don't know if you guys have ever read this book called The Freelance Manifesto. But it's from the creator of School of Motion, which they make like really cool courses. But it was a book that I was recommended by Ben Marriott, which I feel like all of you guys know because Ben Marriott is like God mode when it comes to like motion graphics and stuff. But he recommended me this book, and they talk about pain projects, PAIN, and rainbow projects. So like the pain projects, those are going to be the projects that give you lots of money. Matt Voice. I love Matt Voice. Guys, you guys know Matt Voice. Matt is he is the guy for typography. Animation, just in general, just has that eye. I worked with him on a project before, and not only did he like exceed my expectations on like the illustrations, but he brought all these other elements to it that were just insane. It was so cool. Matt, if you guys don't follow Matt already, you really should. He is huge points for inspiration. But yeah, so in that book, they talk about just like the pain projects and the rainbow projects. The pain projects are going to be the ones that pay really good, but are just a pain. Like they don't bring you like happiness creatively, but they pay the bills. And there has to be a balance between how much of that you can take. If you're starting to realize that like, oh yeah, I cannot handle like doing 5 pain projects out of the month or 2 pain projects out of the month, then that's where your limit is, and you need to like stick with that. Like if you go past that limit, I'll just give you an example. Like, I remember I was working on some of my favorite projects for like really huge musicians, and it didn't feel like a pain because I was like, oh, well, I get to work with all of my favorite musicians and I get the credit of doing it. But it was a pain because I wasn't getting paid the amount that I needed, and I wasn't getting the enough time to actually make something that I was really proud of. Like, the music industry, they need stuff yesterday. Like, the way that how they run is like, it is like not sustainable. And so I got to a point where I was like, this is starting to become a pain, and I'm starting not to like it anymore because I wasn't finding the balance between what I knew I deserved and like what I was doing. So like, I think, to answer your question in short, do more things that do bring that happiness. You will find that that inspiration that you do when you that you get when you take time to do like creative stuff will inevitably roll into having to do all this like kind of like hard labor. But not only that, when you take time away to do your fun creative stuff, don't think of it as like, oh, well, I'm just doing like free work. Like, it doesn't pay the bills. It pays the bills, just not right now. And what I mean by that is, there's so many projects that I've done where it ended up getting me client work years after. And it set the tone of what I was able to do, and like telling a client like, oh, this is the type of work that I could do when I'm given complete creative freedom. And so, yes, it doesn't pay in that moment, but don't think of it that way. Think of it as it's going to pay long term when you have other clients that may be looking at your portfolio. So yeah, finding the balance of that is super, super important. Configurations of your PC. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know all of it because I got it built this time. Before, I was strictly like Mac. I mean, I got a MacBook tattooed on me. I thought I was going to be Mac for life. I was always like, no, I'm never getting Windows. I'm never conforming. But I was in a cult. It's the Mac cult, Apple cult. And I did conform, or I did go to the other side. And there's pros and cons of both. Honestly, I think that Apple may have like more user friendly like OS and stuff. Not a cult. That's what someone says when they're in a cult. But yeah, I do know that I have two 4090s. That is like what I know that I have top tier. But I saved up for this computer, and I was sitting on an old computer for a really long time until I literally couldn't handle it anymore. And I ended up seeing which one was faster. And by far, this was the way to go. And I think I spent only like a few thousand more, or maybe like 1,000 more than if I got like the most up-to-date one, which was still slower. So yeah. Okay, so you guys want to see what I'm working on today? Oh, hey, Cherokee. How are you? No, okay, I'm not going to lie. That mirroring from the phone, I miss it. I do miss it. That's one thing that I'm like, damn, they got to figure that out. Okay, so let's see what I'm working on today. So you guys are just going to get like the behind the scenes before it even drops. So I wanted to do a video on this Converse project that I did, because it's honestly a pretty interesting story how that all happened. So if you guys saw on my Instagram, I posted that I did an official collab with Converse, and that was insane because I've worn Converse forever, and I basically how it happened was, I can actually show you guys. This is going to be crazy. Okay. Look at this. So I posted this project. Tyler Creator had just dropped new shoes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should make a piece about that. Not only that, he dropped a new album, and I was listening to that nonstop. Still listening to that nonstop. Just saw him in concert recently. Killed it. I've seen Tyler at least 15 times. Like, I'm not even, I would argue more. I've seen him since day one. I've been that fan. But I posted this and it blew up. It got like, I don't even know how many views. Let's look at the insights on this. I reached 400,000 accounts, 877,000 views on this bad boy. And it blew up. So I posted this, I tagged Converse, and I was like, hey, Converse, look at my work. And they ended up hitting me up about 2 weeks later to do this official collab with them. And they initially had an idea for it. They're like, oh, we want you to do this type of messaging. And I was like, I'm totally down to do that, but what if we do this? And then I pitched this idea to them. And then they're like, oh my gosh, go do that. That seems better. And so I'm glad they trusted me on this. And yeah, this was a really fun project. But essentially, this idea that I had, hey, Monty can't stay on stream, but have a great day. Bye-bye. I'll see you later. But essentially, this video that I'm going to put out this is going to be my opener to explain that you guys need to put out your reels. You guys need to put out your content. Like, you really don't know what opportunities can come from it. Like, it is insane that my whole career has been based off of my work getting in front of the right person, right time, right person. And it's been because of the internet. Like, I would post something online and it would blow up. And so this, I wanted to do kind of like, hopefully like a motivational thing to like remind you guys that like, don't be afraid to put out work, and like, you really never know what opportunity can come from it. I went from just posting this thing for fun. Again, remember, it's not for free if the intention is to get work from it later. But I posted this, and 2 weeks later got hired by Converse and was working with them. So yeah, I was thinking for this idea though, I had my camera, I don't think I have it here, but I had my camera on a motorized spinny thingy. I don't know what the spinny thingy is called, but do you guys know what it's called? It's like not a pedestal, but like, yeah, you know. So I put my camera on that, and then a rotor, is that what it is? Yeah, it's a motorized spinny thingy. But I put my camera on that, and then I basically just had it move across. And so I have my first shot, which is just this. And then I have my second shot, which is this. And so I slide into frame. And so the plan is that I'm going to put them both together. So you can kind of see, I'll turn the opacity down on this one. So you kind of see the idea of it, where both of the two will be overlaid together. And then I was thinking of maybe like adding some stuff to it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think for sure I'm going to add some text, some camera movements and all that. A lazy Susan. But you could be right. And I know what you're talking about. Lazy Susan's like with you put your like spice racks, like your spices on it. But this is like, it's like motorized. Like you're supposed to stand on it. I think it's for products. Like I think people will like, like in a shopping window where it's like turns like that. I think it's supposed to be for that. If someone figures it out, let me know, because I'm gonna go crazy. So how I think I'm gonna approach this is, I think I'm just gonna rotoscope this bad boy out, the me sliding in, because I think there are small little differences in the take. I try to match it up as well as I can, and you probably won't be able to tell significantly, but you guys want to see something funny? Look at this terrible paint job at the bottom. I had a couch here, and I was like, the couch is in the way of it. No one's going to see this part. But then I moved the couch to shoot this, and doesn't look too good now, does it? But we'll hide that because I'll be right there. See? Magic. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to rotoscope this out. You guys are going to think I'm so lazy when it comes to rotoscoping because I basically cheat at it. And I don't know if I should be giving you guys this bad habit, but it really does save me a lot of time. So basically, I know I can look at an edit and I can tell if it's going to be hard to roto or not. So I usually will just take this part and I'll only color it once. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Okay, I am going to grab my roto brush, click on this. Oh, actually, I need to make it the comp size. Let's label our files because we're not messy here. Move all attributes. Okay, now we will roto this. Saving time ain't a bad habit. Period. That's a great way. Thank you for reinforcing my bad habits. The only reason why I say it's a bad habit is because there's times where it's completely wrong. And then I'm like, damn it. I just spent all this time waiting for it to render out. And honestly, you know what I think? I think After Effects needs to have it to where you can cancel a roto in the middle of it rendering. I'll show you what I mean. So let me just color this out. This Roto 3.0 has been, godsend. Because before, it was not doing this. Like, I feel like I'm going to be one of those old people that are like, back in my day, the Roto brush worked like this. That's going to be me. I mean, I'm like that now. So it makes sense. Okay. I'm going to grab this little chair. No, don't grab that. Grab my leg, grab my pants. Okay. Grab that too. Okay, that looks good. Doesn't look terrible. See, I'm not going to super trip about some of this detail because it's in the previous shot. So, Marcos, is that you? My mommy said I'm not allowed to learn this. I know that's you. I could tell. I could hear it in the verbiage. Okay. Yes. Okay. That looks good, right? So instead of rendering this out, like doing it frame by frame, I just trust the process and I'm just going to freeze it. I think that it's going to work. Okay, but here's my qualm about this is sometimes I'll see, okay, like right now, this circle didn't get caught in here. So now I'm like, okay, well, I want to stop it. You can't stop it. It will continue going. And now I just have to redo the whole thing over again, which is Frustrating. But it's on me because I'm the one who's being lazy and I'm not watching all the frames to make sure that it's there. I'm always trying to find a get rich quick, you know? I think that's any editor, though, right? Hi! I can make toast on my MacBook every time. Yeah, no, I've heard some stories about burnt legs from rotoscoping, so it happens. I have seen people fry eggs though, so think of it as a multitasking tool, you know? Okay, so this was a bad roto because look at that, didn't even capture it. I'm just gonna restart because should I? No, let me try it. Let me try to fix it. Sometimes if you go in and you try to fix it, it's like, no, all the other frames are bad. So let's see. I got it. Cool. Now I'm not lazy anymore. Oh man. Zerdace? Is that the pronunciation? We need like pronunciation in usernames because I thought I had a difficult name to pronounce, but some of these usernames in here, they're hard, okay? What's up? Edit with ego. I use it as a room heater. So real. That's with any editor. That's with any editor. Your Audi enjoys taking editing shortcuts. Okay, thank you. I know. Okay, I thought about making a Discord, but you see how I'm doing the stream today? I'm supposed to be working today, guys. But then I got so excited because, you know, everything's been happening in life. And I'm like, I want to hang out with you guys. And I don't feel like I get to hang out with you guys enough. And it's I ain't got time, you know? And I want to make sure that everybody gets time. There was another mistake in there, so. Severance Hoover. I have not seen it. And okay, I'm very much the type of person that will wait until, like, if I know a show is good, I'll wait until it's completely gone, like no one's watching it anymore, so I don't get any spoilers. But I avoid it for years. Like Breaking Bad, I avoided Breaking Bad for like 3 years. Game of Thrones, at least 5 years. And it was hard. I had to avoid spoilers like bullets, honestly. It was crazy. Do you live on a rented place or do you own your own house? I own my own home. Thankfully. You guys want to know how? Pretty crazy. Back in the day, there was this thing called NFTs. And it was so good at the time. It was so good. It was so beautiful because it was like digital artists can now sell their art like traditional artists. And it's like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. So all these digital artists come in and they're like, here, buy my art. And people are like, yes, I support it. And then people like Logan Paul came in, started trying to sell gosh darn PFPs and all these things. And it just made it hard for everybody. Everybody thought it was a scam. And they were trying to find like eco-friendly ways of making them. And it was like, yes, we're doing it. But then it crashed and burned. If it comes back, who knows? Logan ruined it for everybody. Let's be honest. I watched Breaking Bad last season in season 4. I mean, whoever says Breaking Bad isn't one of the best television shows of all time, they're just lying. They're just lying, or they've never watched it, or they want to be like on the outs. Like, oh, well, actually, Breaking Bad isn't that good. You know, those type of people. Because Breaking Bad is phenomenal. Amazing. Okay, now that our roto is done. Hi from Brazil? Oh my gosh, what time is it in Brazil right now? Is it crazy? And then like morning? I don't know how far Brazil is. If it came to like geography and like my life, and they're like, point on a map where this location is, I'd be dead. So you bought your house with, oh yeah, the whole reason of me bringing up NFTs. I ended up basically I sold my work, but I saved all of my crypto. And then it's like crypto started blowing up. It was like, I think at the time it was like 2,000, and then it went to 4,000. And then at that time I was like, I don't know if this is going to be like a Bitcoin situation where like it just keeps growing, but I feel like it's going to be like a good time to buy a house because the interest rate was 2.5, like unheard of. And so I was like, I just think we got to pull it out, and pulled it out literally the next week. I'm not even kidding. Like the next week it crashed and it never saw those high of numbers ever again. Like it was, I got lucky like with that. It was right time, right place. Seriously. Me watching this at 4 a.m. in Singapore, you're joking. You're joking. It's 4 a.m. Are you going to sleep or are you waking up? That is wild. 6:30 p.m. Okay, that's a 11:30 in Greece. Whew. You know what time I go to bed? 11:30. It's funny. I always get that notification where it's like, you should go to bed, and I'm like, you should tell me not what to do. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So, I think Bryan Cranston. I do love Bryan Cranston. Serious editing question. Do you mask in Roto or just let the Roto ride as a rule of thumb? Okay, it depends. Honestly, I prefer keying over everything. Like, that is going to be top tier. If I could key it out with like a color background, I will, or with like Luma key. Like on this like white background, Luma might be really, really good. But I also have other colors going on. Only because my hair type. A lot of people don't have to run into the same issues that I do because they normally have like hair that like doesn't look like this and is like super crazy to key. So I try to avoid Roto for my hair as much as I can. But the refine tool, this little bad boy tool right here, with the grass on it, has been really great. I mean, it still is very like finicky, but I think it's really good. So for hair, I would say that one. Poland. We got people from Poland in here. Okay, you're giving military time. I don't know my military time. 1833. What is that? 1833. So you can't point my country, Spain, on a map. I'm gonna try this. See, this is why it's funny because people be like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so smart. Like look how you." I am well versed in After Effects. I am not smart. Let's see. I'm gonna look up world map blank. So I won't cheat. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. All right. I'm gonna have to separate it by origins. Okay. I think I'm gonna get roasted right now. Okay, I know United States is right here. This is South America. This is Africa. Spain is European, which I know Italy's right here. Okay, we made it bigger. Okay, I'm gonna say I know the boot is Italy. Okay. I'm gonna say it's right here. No, it's right here. No, it's right here. No, sorry. You know what? Let's go back to editing. What were we doing in here? Don't ask me geography questions. I told you I don't know. It throws me off that Lumikey is a completely different thing in Premiere. I know. I don't, sometimes I don't like that the languages don't talk to each other. But yeah. I'm sad. I didn't get the YouTube live action logo for some reason. You're not alone. So I actually found out that it was only in set areas, like big parts of the world. Like it was like France, the United States, obviously. There was like a whole list of them. But there was some places, like I had some people from South Africa who were like, where is it? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't control it. So yeah, you're not alone. I also did not see it, or they did not see it. What is smart? Yeah, right. Ukraine. Okay, I think I know where Ukraine is on a map, but we're just gonna trust that I do. American geography education. I think I was like not there at school that day. Like when they were like, okay, here's all the important places that you need to remember forever. I just think I wasn't there or something. Maybe I was sick that day. You were close. It was just to the left. Period. Oh, Rachel, you saw the logo? That's so awesome. I'm so glad you guys saw it. Do you eat or slay? Oof. That's a great question. You know what I've been getting a lot lately? That I cook. Yeah. I'm like, do I cook or do I eat? Do I slay? These new terms. I love it. Okay. Have you tried advanced compositing with Nuke? I have not. I have not done any like node-based compositing only because I'm afraid. I have tried using like Redshift with Cinema 4D, but man, that is just, it's also rough as well. Like, okay, you see this little overlap? I could see, okay, I don't know if you guys could see this, but you could see a little bit of the white in here. I don't know if I should crush it or just separate it more. What do you guys think? How do you work from where you get? Okay, so how I get clients, that's a great question. So primarily I get work from like my social media channels. It's always been like that. Even when I had like 5,000 followers, like it's always been through Instagram, just because I tend to find like I was always trying to find like producers or visual coordinators that I can like send my stuff to through Instagram. So social media has always been the best way that I've gotten clients. I have an agent, but the way that no one tells you this, because there's such specific rules when it comes to like agents and managers, and there's a huge difference. So a manager, that's going to be someone who facilitates all of your clients. They bring you clients, they like pitch you out to people. The majority of your work is going to come from your manager. And also they work with you every day. So like they facilitate your emails. They, just think about the person who is in charge of you connecting with other people. An agent, on the other hand, facilitates your representation. So if I get the majority of my own work, it doesn't make sense that I have a manager, because you pay a manager a lot more. And it's a lot of times it's like percentage based. So it'll be like, for every project, your manager will take X amount. Or they'll be like, for every month, you pay a retainer of X amount. And so, hi, Victor. Victor's one of our students for Jumpstart, which is why we're holding the stream today, is to raise more funds for Jumpstart, where we get computers to kids. And Victor was one of the amazing students who was a part of that. So hi, Victor. So yeah, an agent, on the other hand, they are going to facilitate all of your like projects. So I'll give you an example. Let's say Starbucks reached out to me and they're like, hey, Monty, we want to work with you. Can we get a video? And I go, hey, Starbucks, thanks so much for reaching out. I'm going to connect you to my agents who are going to get more details from you. And so they go off and they talk. And why that's really great for an artist is because if you're anything like me and you're an absolute pushover and will allow people to just pay you whatever they want, and you just say yes without batting an eye, having an agent is like the best. It's almost like good cop, bad cop. Like I go in and I go, hi, thanks for reaching out. And then I send them off to my agents and my agents go, all right, this is what she deserves. And this is what she's going to get paid. And this is how long you can own it. And actually you don't own it. We own it. And then they go, okay. And they go back and forth and they send like the contracts, like here, we want this. And then they're like, no, you can't have it. Or we want this. And a lot of like redlining in contracts. It's not that mean. They're just more professional. And to me, if you're not constantly being like, I love you in an email, I think that you're mad at me. So for them, it's not mean. It's just like how they do it. But yeah, that's basically how it works when you have an agent. And it's so much better. I don't condone this. This is not for legal purposes. I'm not saying that you should do this, but having representation is like the next tier level of like an artist. And so I have heard before how people will pretend to be their own managers and be like, oh yeah, we represent this client, blah, 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 blah. I think even Lady Gaga did that, where she would call venues and would be like, you need to book Lady Gaga. She's the hottest thing right now, and blah, 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 blah. And having that representation honestly changes from like, oh, this is just like a, freelance artist to, oh, people want them. It's more like a psychology thing rather than like you as an actual talent. People for some reason always just associate like a level of professionalism to who's representing them. So if you have a manager or agent, you're more likely to like get away with asking for higher prices. Like before I had my agent, before she was even my agent, she was like, hey, I won't say the name, but a client wanted to work with me and they were going to pay me not that much. And she was like, I will facilitate this project for you and we'll see how it goes. She ended up sending like 2 emails out and got me double the amount of what I asked for. And I was like, girl, what? Crazy. So yeah, that is the fun of an agent. Those freelancing websites are scammy. I've never been on it, honestly. I think you will find much better luck on social media, like literally finding producers, because all these producers of studios and companies and stuff, they all have Instagrams, they all have LinkedIn that are connected to their Instagram. So it's like, shout them out that way. Hey, you should check this out. I mean, don't bombard them. And whenever I tell people to send stuff out, don't send out stuff when you just started. Like, be years in this and feel like this is some good stuff that I think deserves some eyes on it, then start sending that out. Because think about the way that you approach it is like, I want to make sure that the first time that they see me, I'm putting my best foot forward. So that's what I say with that. Yeah, social media. That's the way to do it. Like most things, careers are not what your talents are, but who you are. I always like have to emphasize that followers does not equate to talent. Like there are so many talented artists out there that have an insane amount of followers, and it's so well deserved. But there's also, some people out there that I would say aren't the most talented people, and they have a whole bunch of followers. But it's not that they're not talented. They are talented in being able to get followers and retain engagement. That is a talent. Like that is like I say it's a talent because I categorize a talent as something that you spend a lot of time in and you're kind of like mastering, It doesn't have to be like your traditional creative thing. I think you can have a talent in going viral. Like there's some people who like will put a video out and it goes viral. And it's not because they're just lucky. It's literally an algorithm. Like it is a formula on how to go viral. And I haven't like announced it yet, but like I plan on like doing a whole course on like how to go viral and stuff, but not just like go viral, but like create a community and to get partnerships and brand deals and stuff. So yeah, that's something I want to do later on. How much United Talent helped you grow? I would say my agency helped me grow a lot because it gave me that credibility to be like, hey, person that I'm working with, like talk to my agents who are like all these big people. It's kind of like if I was like an actor who was like trying to get in the field, and then I was like, talk to my dad who is Robert De Niro, and then it's like, oh, this person might be a good actor because their dad's Robert De Niro. It's kind of like that, where it's like you are famous by association, kind of. Damn, I want an agent. I don't know what to charge myself. So the thing about agents that I've learned, some people will go and find agents, but my agent found me, which was like better because I had a lot of like room to play with. Like I know some people who found an agent and they take 25% of their projects, which is a lot. Like 25%. Like imagine if you made like $100,000 from a project and they just get 25,000. Like, and they do work. They do. It's definitely worth like having an agent, but like 25%, that's crazy. That's a lot. I had my wife pretend to be my agent. I'm not saying to, but I've heard people do it. Do you like Instagram or X? Is X even a question? I hate that website. I hate it so much. It's the worst. Like, I feel like it's just turned into like the worst place, and like wherever you turn, it's just like someone fighting someone yelling at someone. Like I legitimately start sweating when I see confrontational videos. Like it's bad. And I feel like Twitter is just full of that. It's like, oh, did you just wake up today? Do you want to see this video of someone getting punched in the face? I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. So yeah, no, you know what I've been on lately? Threads. Threads has been my thing, and I've been liking it. So if you have Threads, then come on through. It's a skill that's worth a lot of money. It's a skill that's worth a lot of money. I mean, think about it. With social media managing, it's like businesses are paying a specific job. Like a job title came out of nowhere, which is social media managing. And that's because it's like, it could change your life. Like back in the day, it was like you made a good business because you had like a poppy billboard, or you had a newspaper ad, or you had a TV commercial. And now it's like your entire life can change because a video went viral. It makes sense why they're like, people are like, yeah, we should invest our money into this. Drago, hi, thank you. You're so sweet. Every time someone tells me that my work inspires them, it's like a little part of my heart. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, 25% is insane. Can you introduce me to Bryan Cranston? I could call him for you if you want, but he's not going to answer. I don't go near yeah, we don't speak that name in this house. He's terrible. Yeah. Honestly, you know what has topped itself in terms of like worst people ever? Facebook. I'm not going to say that loud because you never know. But like, oh my gosh, they have it to where you could connect your Instagram videos to your Facebook. No, sir. I will not be doing that again. That was not cool. Like, I woke up and I was like, 800 comments on my video. Wow. And then I opened it and it was just like all these terrible people. Granted, there was a lot of people who like stood up for me and was like, hey, don't be racist towards that person. And I was just like, yo, this is wild. Like, Facebook is just the coolest people in the world. I don't ever respond to trolls. Like, I typically just block them. I'm like, if you don't want to see my work, then you don't ever have to see it again. But I did respond back to one person where I was like, they were like, this took 120 hours. I could do this in a day. And I was like, oh, I would love to see your portfolio. And it was pretty funny. I had a hoot and a holler. Oh, Kaishan's one of our students for Jumpstart. The whole reason why we're here today. And we're trying to raise funds for Jumpstart Designers, which helps students get computers. And Kaishan's one of our students. So, hi. Should I just keep pushing out videos or hope an agent reaches out? Keep pushing out videos. Don't ever stop pushing out videos. The whole reason why I'm making this video today is because I'm hoping to inspire people to continue pushing out videos. Because literally, I got this whole Converse project because I made a video. So please, 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 please keep pushing out videos. Can you tell us your specs? And if someone wants to go into a serious motion designing, something like yours, what are your minimum requirements? Okay, so I got a hefty boy here, okay? I have two 4090s in here with 128 gigs of RAM, which is high. I think that is very advanced for like any designer. But I will say, having this is better, but it's not required. It makes my life easier just because I'm constantly needing to go project to project. But I think if you're willing to invest the time into working on these projects to potentially have, a bigger beefed up computer like this later on, then that's what the goal should be. The requirements is just having a computer. I think having a designated graphics card, you're going to be top tier. I will say it's overkill with the dual RTX because After Effects doesn't work with dual graphics cards. So it's basically pointless. It's really only good for like 3D stuff. But, getting the best stuff is going to be better. I absolutely love what you did with Alicia Marie. Oh my gosh. She was such a sweetheart. I genuinely loved being around her. It was such a new kind of like thing to like be around an influencer of that magnitude, because I don't really consider myself to be an influencer. I think I only say it that way because of like traditionally it's like, oh my gosh, it's so cringe. But like I think nowadays I'm more of like a content creator. But she was just so like on it, and she was just so sweet, and like is definitely like how she is like on camera. Like it doesn't feel fake. Like it feels like she is that person, which is very refreshing. We met at Adobe Max and you were so amazing. You inspired me to buy a green screen. Yes, I love that. I just haven't had the time to play with it. Take it day by day. You know, film something one day, edit it on another day. You know, it's like today. We're just hanging out. It's a rainy day. I could go out, but instead, I want to hang out with you guys. So, you laughed at my portfolio that one time we went to band camp. That is a lie. I've never went to band camp. I did go to camp in 6th grade, but it was not a band camp. I do not know how to play an instrument. I am trying to get into playing a piano, so that will be fun. Let's push out video, guys. Yes, please. Like, it's 2025. Careers are being changed, especially now because of trial reels. Okay, guys, I don't know if you saw, but I posted the Converse video today. Like I did like a more viral content creating style video instead of just the ad. And I posted it last night. When I went to bed, it had 20,000 views. This morning I woke up, it had 400,000 views. What is it at right now? Let's see. I haven't even looked at my phone. We got another donation. Marine? Thank you. Okay, let's see where it's at. My puppy's awake. Ooh, 1.5 million. 1.5 million in 24 hours? Pfft, insane. But you want to know why? You want to know how? Trial reels. Send it out to trial reels first. Let them and the thing is, you don't just put out one trial reel. You do different variations of it, and then you test the waters. But then afterwards, you put it out to your main audience. Boom. I've had really good success with trial reels. I really enjoy how it's been lately. So. Hello, Yanni. I only want to do something. You're amazing. I love your work and your brain. Thank you so much. Recently purchased a MacBook with hard-earned money, and it's paying off. Period. I love that. Thinking a simple choker mask on the hat. I ended up just pulling back on the roto because I don't think we're losing that much detail in this, and I think it looks better. We're doing that. How do you balance posting consistency over quality? Okay. So they will tell you, and by they, I mean wannabe like social media experts. And I say that because these people will charge you an insane amount of money to tell you stuff that isn't completely factual. They'll always say like, you have to put out content, just put it out. And I'm like, yes, you should be putting out content, but you should be putting out good quality content. And you could totally do that on a timeline that works best for you. Like, I think I post like once or twice a week, twice max, but once a week, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes, okay, no longer than 2 weeks, but I think when you focus on the idea in your pre-production beforehand, you can start to create more quality content. And that to me is way more important. Your style is something out of this world, but it requires filming a lot. Do you know Blink My Brain? I do not. I really want to do something like that, just less filming. Why don't you want to film? Like, is it that you don't want to show your face? Because I'm gonna be real, showing your face, it gets easier with time. Like, I went from not showing my face at all in my art to like, I don't have a piece that doesn't show my face now. But I think what it does, it makes it easier for when you have to film, when you have to reshoot. Like, you don't always have to wait on the crutch of like other people. And that's always hard because sometimes I get caught up where I'm like, oh, I have to reshoot this. And like having to call somebody, hey, would you mind coming back? Like, I have to reshoot this, blah, blah, blah. Or if you're like me and record without audio and you have to reshoot it again, you could just do it. So it gives you less limitations when you can just shoot your own stuff. And I will say too, filming gives you a better eye for composition, which is really great. Do you play Marvel Rivals? I do not, but I have heard that it is good. But I have not played it yet. You know what, Marcos? I haven't played any game recently. It's been kind of sad. I don't like it. Call of Duty was my thing, and then, you know, it just stopped being fun. You know, sometimes it just stops being fun. Okay, let me tell you what I'm doing. So I'm trying to add a little bit of curiosity in this post. So what I say in here, I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'll turn the audio off. But it goes, I made a post that went viral and it got me a major brand deal. And so I want to kind of like hide what it is. You guys are going to be able to know what it is. You know, it's a shoe now. But it's for the Converse piece. So I was like, oh, I want to like hide it a little. Look at this. You see that? What is that? Who is that? I think it's because I moved it. It should be like this. Yeah, okay. There it goes. Okay. Hey Monty, been watching your content for years and have been since your instructor on Ben Marriott's course. Ben Marriott. Wait. Oh, okay, there we go. We're back. Are we back? I think we're back. Are we back? Let's see. One sec. Okay, we're back. Okay. Yeah, so Ben Marriott's course was amazing. I loved teaching there, and also the students there were killer. Like, some of them I'm like, you guys should be like out there. Like, I shouldn't be teaching you. Like, it was amazing. How old are you? I am 30. One project behind the scenes tutorial. I love short content. I wish it was possible for me. Do it. Make it happen. Have you made like 2D animated infographic ads? Yes. I think we all have. I feel like that's where we all started, is making infographics. I started making those when I first started out, and I was legitimately just like finding ads on Craigslist where people needed like motion graphics. Like, I think I did one for like a library. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I hate when creators ditch their following to start new accounts to fix their algorithm. I've had random content pop off after years of little engagement, so I don't believe that. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I've noticed that people a lot of times will be like, I'm shadow banned and my content's just not working for the algorithm. Like, the algorithm's like hates me or whatever. When in reality, it's not that you suck. It's not that like you don't have skills. It's that the algorithm is formula based. It is, you're basing it off of someone's mind. It's no longer this thing of like, oh, well, I made something cool, I can put it online. Like, okay, look at it like this. If I make art and I put my art online, what's the percentage of people that go out of their way to find art? Like in the world, I would say probably like this many people. Like my mom doesn't seek out art. My dad, the only art that he sees is the stuff that I make. So it's like the majority of people in the world don't seek out art. So how can I expect to put out a cool art piece and expect for it to go viral? It's like, yeah, it may go really good with the group of people that enjoy art, but we're not making content for those groups of people. We're making content for the majority of people. And so once you start reframing your thought process into, let me make the content that is entertaining rather than making something that is cool. Because that was something I realized with like motion graphics, was I would be like, oh, look at my motion graphics piece. And I would show somebody in motion graphics and they'd be like, oh my God, you made that? I mean, they wouldn't act like that. They'd be like, oh, that's cool. But then I would show somebody who wasn't in the motion graphics space and they would be like, oh. And I'm like, you don't understand. I spent like 3 weeks on this project and it's only 5 seconds long. It's like, that's just how it is, you know? Yes, it is not too late. It is never too late. You can learn this stuff today. And you could spend all this time regretting, oh, well, I should have started earlier. Well, I should have started earlier. But it's like, who's to say that you would even want it then? If I got viral off of my first video years ago, I don't think that I would be where I am today, where I'm creating sustainable work. Like, I was like partying. I was like doing other things. I was like living my life in my 20s, which I'm supposed to in that time. And so it's like, who's to say that if I was to get that success then, that would even be good for me, you know? I mean, we look at child stars today and the majority of them like can't sustain that because they got so much power at such a young age. And it's like, oh, this is how life is. And it's like, no, I'd much rather go the route of sustainable like growth than like going viral immediately. It's just not worth it. Okay. Keep making good work, and thank you for teaching everyone how to do stuff. I gotta go back to work. You go back to work. See you, Marcos. Damn, I thought you showed 35. I was like, no way. Yeah, no, I'm 30. Do you still sketch out your projects before animating? I do. I sketch out every project. I wonder if I could show you. No, it's too far. Yeah, I sketch them out, and it's like bad sketches, but it's only because I just need to get my thoughts onto paper, you know? I saw people complaining they're shadow banned when they're not. I scrolled past the reel because it wasn't captivating. Exactly. Where it's like, I think it's a harder reality because it's not that they're not putting in time. Like they are putting in time, it's just not working. And I think to me, it's always a good sign to reanalyze, reevaluate, and rework. You know, it's not this thing of like, oh no, I'm just the worst artist ever, and I see all these other artists get famous and blah blah blah. It's like, no, it's a formula. Monica, we're the same age. High five. Imani, I'm 32. It's too late to learn 3D. I want to add 3D elements into your comps. Do it. Do it today. Like, what's gonna like stop you from like in a few years, imagine a few years from now, and you're still in the same position. of not learning it. Like, you could just learn it, take it step by step. It's not a sprint. You don't need to get famous overnight. That's not the goal. It's just progressively. We're just working to see progress. How do you find your own style? I'm kind of stuck figuring out mine. When you focus on trying to build a style, you start to lose a style. You have to let it happen organically. I spent more years so upset that like I never had a style rather than just like making the stuff that I like. I feel like over time it gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, I really like this and I really like this, and you start putting it into your own stuff unconsciously. Like, you can't have the pressure of having a style hold you back. And I will say this only because I had an art director reach out to me and was like, we'd love to work with you, blah, 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 because we love your style. And this was like a few years ago. This was when I was very much like, I don't have a style. And I was like, I don't get that. I don't really have a style. And he was like, but that's the thing. Like, you aren't tied down to this specific look, which makes you so easy to like pitch to other, projects and stuff. And it made me feel like grateful that like I didn't force a style onto it. And now over time, I feel like I have gained more of like a look with my pieces, with just like, the color and the posterized time effect on it. But yeah, like I feel like don't stress. Don't trip, potato chip. Something about your story hits different. Like, I've been walking a similar path without realizing it. I saw this one thing the other day that was like, damn, I really haven't had a single unique experience in my life. Like, I feel that way all the time. Like, we have shared consciousness, I believe. Somewhat. Script before idea for the video. Oh, script immediately. You guys want to see my script? Here, I'll show you. Ow. Okay, so I do an audiovisual script. So when I went to film school, which was a terrible film school, by the way, it was so terrible that they refunded me my money back. They were like, yeah, you're all good. Okay, let me show you one that I've already done. Let's do this one. Okay. So this is a script that I did for Canon. I did a video for them, and I have on the left side what's going to be like the visuals, and then on the right side I have my audio. So typically the way that I work is I do all my audio first, and then I hop into my visuals. There's no point of like making my visuals without my audio first. And I base a lot of how I could expect the timing to be on this. So this was a longer format. I think they wanted like a pure 60-second video. But typically like a one page is like a good like 30 to 20 seconds. But I have just like what I'm going to do and kind of key points. This is exactly what I'm going to say. Like, I'm not going to deviate from it. I'm not going to freehand it. I know exactly what I need to say, and I just need to repeat it. So yeah, audio visual scripts are an absolute must. Let's see. Has there ever been a concept you just didn't know how to pull off but managed it at the end? That's like every project. Everything that I am like looking to do that I haven't done before, it's always like, all right, let's try to make this work. And then it ends up working, or I end up figuring out something. Well, actually, for this last piece that I did, I switched up the concept very last minute because I thought of how it was going to be perceived. Like, I didn't want it to have like a negative feeling towards it. So I switched the idea. And what's crazy is when I switched it to a shot that ended up being the most liked shot in the whole piece. So that's always fun. Doesn't always work out like that, but sometimes it does. Ted, hey Ted, what's up? Welcome. We're just hanging out. I'm trying to get this edit done, but I'm getting distracted. Y'all, I'm 35 and wanting to get good at After Effects so bad. We got this, people. We got this. Like, there's no rush. There's literally no rush. I didn't start doing like heavy visual effects stuff until like 2 years ago. So, I mean, I was working in After Effects for over a decade, but like I didn't start doing like heavy compositing until after that. So what's your favorite part of the project? Okay. I think you talked about the Converse project. Let's see. So I think it's the coolest one in it. Let's see. This shot right here, the one with the shoes, that one was by far the coolest. I was like, yo, I pulled that off. That's wild. Yeah, I like the behind the scenes of this. I tore in through a lot of paper to make this happen. It's because I had to do multiple tests and I didn't know what it was going to look like. It's always so funny because sometimes I'll put in how many hours I spent on a project and I'll get like a response of someone being like, you took that many hours? And I'm like, these ideas don't just like, I'm not like, I'm going to do this. And then I go and film it and I edit it. It comes out exactly the way that I imagined. No, I usually have to take all these hours, like trying to come up with ideas. And then it takes me days to test shoot. And then after I get it done and it's good. But yeah, it takes time. Card Renders. Hello. I find your work super inspiring. Opinions on creating short form content that links to long form content. PS, loving the stream. Okay. So I always say, dress for the job you want. You should be creating content for the content that works. So like, it's not like we're reinventing the wheel here. We're not trying to like shoot in the dark and like make something work just from like one idea. The goal is that you're going to look at what does work, you know, what works for sewing, the sewing audience or knitting audience may not work for the card photography audience, you know, like they're completely different pacing. And so I think if you're looking to create whatever content you're looking to create, I think that you should be looking at the best of the best and how they do it and follow the formula. Don't copy the video. Like if they're like, hi, my name's Imani and you should do this. Don't go, hi, my name's so-and-so and you should do this. That's not the goal. It's, oh, they did an introduction off the top. They showed a graphic here. They have pretty fast cut pacing, like little things like that, where it's like, if you could really break down why the content in your field is doing well or what about it's doing well, it will help you create that blueprint for yourself. You should never go into these projects just like putting a camera down and filming. It should all be staged. It should all be prepared. So yeah, you call yourself a neat project organizer? I think so, but let's put it to the test. Let's see if my files are, wait, let me make sure I don't have any sneaky stuff in here because I have some projects coming up that I can't tell you about. Okay. Let's look at my Converse project. Okay, look at this. Neat, cute. I have all my 3D stuff in here. Got all my animations in here. So I have a different set for animations than like my normal. Actually, I don't even have my export folder in here. But yeah, all of my stuff, I feel like I'm pretty organized and I feel like I have to be. If I'm not organized, It's bad. So I think so. I think I'm a little organized. I've been following your work, Cash Bunny. I love Cash Bunny. I just heard my puppy. You guys want to see my puppy? Hold on. I'm gonna grab her real quick. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi, pretty girl? Oh my god. Look at this little pretty girl. She's such a little cutie patootie. You see her little tail? She is the bestest little girl in the whole wide world, huh? Say hi. Hi. Okay, I'm gonna put you back out there, but I love you so much.
It's been sitting.
Ooh.
It's been sitting for like an hour, so I don't know.
Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Oh, come here, girl. I got a 2-in-1. Look at this. I got in and out. Dope. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted. I've been watching your work for so long. I'm impressed. Thank you so much. I find it exciting that we all can now chat with people like you and get answers. I love the internet. I love the internet. The internet's the best place in the world. Okay, I take that back. It's not the best place. It can be scary sometimes, but it can also be really, really amazing. Sometimes you think about negative stereotypes like the Instagram logo animation showing someone getting likes and smiling like doesn't always bring happiness. Exactly. We love a tidy project folders. Thank you. I also categorize my, actually, I'm kind of scared to open a file. Let's see. Let's see if I'm all talk. I'm pretty sure I am in one of these files. Ooh, let's see. Is it messy? Is she messy? That's what the new, I'm going to make a title for that. This was a heavy project. I can hear my computer running hard on this. Isn't she a little cutie patootie? The cute puppy and In-N-Out burger. Flex. Me putting everything into my downloads folder? Get out of here. You pack all your stuff and you get out of here. Ooh, she is messy. I mean, not a whole lot. I still got all my files labeled in here. I started to be clean. Like I have my footage folders, my solids, my textures, my finals folder. But I think towards the end, I was just getting irritated and I was like, I don't care. But I have everything else labeled in here. I think we're doing decent. Rupee is my little cutie pie. We always label our layers. I love that Ben Marriott made that a thing. Guys, I've not edited. If I worked like this and had all these distractions, I don't think I would ever get work done. Okay, be honest. Does the mosaic like blurriness make it feel inappropriate? Like what I'm pulling out inappropriate? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, does it look weird, or should I just blur it? Okay, no, it's fine. Okay. Sometimes I be overthinking stuff. So, okay, perfect. Does it make you go, what is that? Okay, you could tell it's a shoe. It's cute. Okay. Maybe a different blur. Okay, tell me what you think. I'll do one with the mosaic, and I'll do one with the fast box blur. Maybe I'll do this. add that. Okay. What are we digging? Do we like the just the fast box blur or the mosaic blur? I feel like the mosaic makes it feel like, ooh. But the shape clearly is you. Mosaic is a good hook. See, that's what I was thinking. Maybe mask your hand out so the blur is the only thing. That's a big shoe. You know what? Get them out of here. Yeah, it's visually a shoe, but it's kind of blurred. User nasty stuff. Mosaic. Okay. We're going with the mosaic. I think so too. It's like, I think it's like, you know, mysterious. And it's so fast paced that I feel like it's like not going to be a super big deal. But sharp colors? I think the sharp colors makes it look like pixelated, which I do love a pixelated look, but I don't think that's what I want to go for. I think I wanted to go for like, you don't know what this is. Also, is my eating terrible? Because if it is, I'll sacrifice and not eat. But if if it's terrible, I'll, you know, stop. Okay, I think I'm also gonna add some text in here, which means I'm also gonna need to render or roto that out. I need some space at the top. I don't have enough headroom. Sharp colors make it look like the shoes from Minecraft, and that's gorgeous. Nah, I meant it's like sharp and cool. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will continue eating. In and out, top tier. Like, I would say in and out over anything. Anything in terms of fast food. Like, I think the only contender is Chick-fil-A. Because they got some good chicken sandwiches, not gonna lie. Yeah, I just want to pop in and say you're a legend. Have a good night. Thank you, Spencer. Appreciate it. How did you take this super cool shot pan? Do I have it in here? Did we figure out the term for it? The word for it? It is a motorized Lazy Susan, let's say. I put my tripod on it and it just rotated it, and I kept it on the same speed so I was able to match both the spinny thingy, that's what it was. So I can match the shots together. Like, slightly you could see there's a little bit of overlap, but I think that plays around cooler with like them seeming like they're in the same space. But yeah, that's how I did it. I was actually on the fence going in and out tonight, but your video was assigned. See? Sponsored by In and Out. Hey, you never know. Okay, I'm letting you guys know. My long-term goal is to work with all the biggest like fashion brands ever. Like the biggest ones. That's the long-term goal. And if that were to happen, then I could just die and be okay. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put text behind me, maybe a little bit. Me main roto. I've got a deadline. I got to go. Bye. Edit with you go. Sun rising as I speak. Yo, that's wild. You're insane. I'm planning to get the Sony FX3. Ooh, that's a good camera. I have the Sony A7 IV. I think it's great. I've honestly invest in lenses. Like, lenses is what's gonna make your stuff look great, you know? I literally joined and heard you saying you could die. Okay, contextually, I was saying that as in me wanting to work with all these brands, and eventually, if I were to, dramatically would die, not literally. That is pretty funny though. Okay. Mute main roto. That. See, I always wonder when people are gonna come in on the chat. Wrong timing. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna I'm just gonna rotoscope this bad boy out. Because I want to put some cool text behind it. I look crazy in this. I had to move my couch in order to make this happen. What's a futon? It's a bed. I don't know with YouTube, is it possible to have music on it, or will you get flagged for copyright? Like, if I were to listen to music in the background, would it be like, you're cut off? Or is it like, nah, it's cool, you could have a little bit of music? Flagged for real? What, I just gotta sit here and listen to copyright free music? You know who does have really good copyright free music? Epidemic. Only Twitch and TikToks allows music. It's like, what? Am I gonna make money off of a freaking live stream and make copyright music? That doesn't make sense. There's no point of me rotoscoping my legs, but whatever. In my hand. We only care about the top. Lazy rotoscoping. Don't do this. Yeah, I was planning on either streaming on Twitch or YouTube. I asked about Instagram, but then someone commented and was like, don't you dare put it on Instagram. I was like, damn, okay. Guess I won't. I had a Twitch account for my gaming because I was streaming before, and I have to change my name of it because it's inappropriate. Can't have it attached to the company, but okay. I think this is good. We just need a rough roto. Look at that. Look at that. I think that is cool. Which game did you play? I played Call of Duty. That is my game. I heard on April 5th they're doing a 5-year anniversary for Verdansk, and they're bringing the old map back. These kids will never know the struggle of rotoscoping. Did you see how easy that was? If I did that 5 years ago, I would be like, witch! There's no way. This Rotoscope 3 is insane. You know what's been my font, my go-to font? Havelica New, I think it is. Y'all, how am I gonna do this with no audio? Hold on. Can you guys hear the audio when I play it? Let's see. I can kind of hear it. Wait, let me turn it up. Turn it up. Boom. I think that's cute. That works. Not the copper black. Or is it Cooper black? Yeah, I used to use that font all the time. Havelica New. Yeah, that's what, is it pronounced new? Nue? No? Silly question, but what does rotoscoping do? So rotoscoping allows you to cut out video. So back in the day, you would have to mask, and you literally have to create points on whatever you're trying to cut out and do that frame by frame by frame by frame by frame. Now, with this Rotoscope 3.0, it essentially grabs all your frames and it analyzes it. And it uses AI to predict what the next frame is going to be, and based on your movement and stuff. And it, instead of having to frame by frame cut something out, it will do it all for you. I will say it's heavy on your computer if you don't have a really fast computer. But with this 3.0, this AI tool makes it a lot easier. That's one of the AI tools that I feel very confident about when we talk about like AI, just because the tool is just, there's no way that a designer that's working in this program would not want to use that type of technology. So I'm a big fan of it. Rotoscope 3 is crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, since I've been using this, like Rotoscope 3, it's made cutting things out just a breeze. Night and day. Open Sans. I tried out Just Sans font, and that was, I like that one. It was a free font with Envato. But I had to buy, guys, I bought a font. I bought Havelica New. And it's because I used it on a video, and I always have a constant fear that like someone's gonna come after me and be like, you used our font. And so when I used the font, I was like, I don't think I have clearance on this. And so I bought the font, and was like, okay, now I could use it in this video. So yeah, it's always scary. And I definitely don't use it on client stuff. I only use it on like my main content stuff. Mass prompter. I've never used it before. I've heard of it, but I've never used it. Hi from Spain. I know where Spain is on a map. Hi. Honestly, I think most AI stuff is overhyped, but I want to try Roto 3. I think there's a lot of things that are like, do we need that? But there is a lot of stuff that I'm like, this is legit. This makes my life easier. I have not used Mass Prompter before. Why did you name your dog Rupee? Okay. It's actually pretty cute. So, do you guys know Zelda? The game? Well, they have a currency in Zelda. It's these little gems. See these little tiny gems? Can you see them? I don't know why I can literally show you on my computer. What the heck am I doing? Look, I'll show you. Rupee Zelda. So they have these gyms, and my little baby girl is red. So I was like, Arthur is a huge fan. My partner Arthur is the biggest Zelda fan ever. And so I was like, oh my gosh, we should name her Rupee. And that's how. But every time I say Rupee, I have to say Rupee with a P because people will be like, Ruby? Is her name Ruby? I'm like, no, it's Rupee. Do you have unfinished projects laying around? I do. I do have unfinished projects. I'm not going to show you because they're terrible. I'm not doing it. They're terrible. Like, I thought they were going to be so good. I was like, yo, this is going to be amazing. It was not. And I wasted all that time. And I was like, yeah, no, this doesn't work. Doesn't work. Okay. I posted a reel that went viral. Okay. How should I break this text up? I know, it reminds me of Roscoe, my little guy. Ruby is also Indian currency. I did not take that into consideration, but it's funny because afterwards I was like, no one's gonna know what rupee is. It's from Zelda. And then every time we bring it up, they're like, oh, like the Indian currency? I'm like, yes, that is also correct. But I didn't even think about that. Okay. How should I break this text up? It's definitely got to be behind me. I made a post, or I posted. I posted a reel that went viral. Okay. Can you guys hear the audio? Yes, I will turn it off because you guys will get so tired of it so quickly. Which plugins or effects do you use a lot? I love this Flow program plugin. I only recommend it to people who are advanced designers so that they can understand why and how it works. I don't recommend it for people who are just beginning because this will definitely be a crutch, and I don't think they will understand like why it's doing what it's doing. But yeah, I love this one. Also, let me show you guys this free plugin. I've had it for years, at least a decade. It's called Text Evo. I don't even know if it's still free. It might cost money because it's so good. But look at this. Watch. So back in the day, you would have to animate your text position individually, especially if it was like word for word. Text Evo is broken in like a good way or broken in like a bad way. Because it's so good. Okay, so I'll show you. I'll just break this text up in like 3. I don't know if I want to. Okay, I'll just show you how it works. And then I'll show you my final later. So you just add it on. And then let's say I'm going to create a mask around it. And I want it to start off here. And I want it to come on by word. So now, look at that. Look at that. That is broken as in overpowered. Yeah, it's OP, bro. It's so good. I highly recommend Text Evo. But like, look at that. Within a few seconds, it's good. Eno, hi. Thanks for coming to the chat. Dang, that's cool. I know. But I like doing it per line. I think that has better results. So I will typically like mask out each individual line instead of having it all together. But if you have like someone saying like a whole bunch of stuff, like maybe doing a whole paragraph makes sense. I'm a motion design editor and I made an Instagram reel super inspired by you. It has your style. Can I send it to you? And send? Yes. Send me a DM. I honestly, I try my absolute best to answer DMs. Like, I mean, there's a whole hidden folder that I refuse to get into because crazy people are in there. But like, I will absolutely try my best to answer all messages. OMG, first time watching you live. This is our third stream ever where we're streaming because we're trying to raise some funds for Jumpstart Designers where we get computers to kids. So thanks for coming and supporting. It means a whole bunch. Absolutely love your style. And if you ever need inspiration, definitely check out this guy. Okay. This is like the third time I've heard Blink My Brain. The guy definitely owns After Effects. All right, let's see. Let me make sure. Blink My Brain. Yeah, I've never... This is legit. This is cool. Look at this, guys. This is in After Effects. Sheesh. Pretty legit. I love this style. That's so cool. Okay, now I gotta check them out now since everybody's talking about them. No, it's pretty legit. Look, you thinking about some details on the wall. So I was thinking maybe 3D tracking it. That's honestly a good idea. Let me see. I wonder. I think it would. I think it would track. Let's try to run it through. It's not the comp size, so I think it's probably gonna run into that issue. Let's try this. Doot. Let's just do this. Why am I using that? Okay. Times 2. Take that off and then we'll reset. Okay. Let's add that 3D camera tracker on. No more text animate. No, I'm gonna animate the text. That is not all we're doing. Yes. Okay. I will go back to the text. I promise. I just want to track this first and see. Maybe we can animate the text in here. Let's do that. Boom. And I'm gonna reset this. Okay. Now we gotta make it this text size. Boom, baby. Right there. Okay. There's this script called Text Exploder, which breaks text layers into individual layers. There is. That's amazing. Curious to know what's the best business tip to do for motion designers. I think the best tip is to make the work you want to create. So if you want to make ads for Nike, then you need to be making ads for Nike. And not like, obviously it's like, oh, I'll go work with Nike. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like make spec work. So like make things that look like a Nike ad add Nike's logo onto it and be like, hey, look, I made this for fun. I made a fake Nike ad or an unofficial Nike ad. Because once you start putting yourself out there like that, then people can start seeing their business in your work. So, I mean, Nike's a big name, but it's like if you were to do something for a brand and just make it unofficial, they'll be like, oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea. I've gotten so much work from making unofficial stuff. So that's one of my biggest advice. I just pre-con video in the first option, leave attributes and do. So I don't like doing the leave attributes only because it grabs the whole file, whole layer. And I just want to work in this. It's just to minimize the computing on it, because instead of having the full like layer, like the full 2K file right there, I'm just like, but it's total preference. I don't mind making the extra step for it. Okay, let's see. So it's not going to analyze that frame. Let's try to add detail analysis. I think it's not going to grab the frame because the first frame is like super blurry. I noticed that after I was done with it. I was like, oh no, the shot is totally blurry. But it's okay, because I don't think anyone's going to notice. I'm also going to be zoomed in the beginning. So, okay, for text, what I'm going to do is I like doing different variations of this. I'm going to reset this. I'm just going to trash that real quick. And then, how should I have this text? I think it should be like here. Yeah, I'm going to put that there. I made a post that went viral. So I'm going to duplicate instead of actually copying and pasting I want to use that freaking plugin that you were talking about, though. I think I'm going to have to copy and paste. Gosh darn it. Okay. Paste, copy, and paste. That went viral. Okay. Let's bring that here and bring that chair. In terms, I think I want to add a little bit of difference in it. I posted a reel. Or this is where the options come into play. Me deciding on how the text should look. I'll need your guys' opinion. I posted a reel. Do this. Maybe capitalized. Hey, so in your last stream you used the Red Giant VHS effect. I was wondering, are you going to showcase your preset? It's so colorful. I just use preset. Like the normal added on VHS like preset. Like I don't typically change it on that, but I do add color onto it, which I think in turn changes the color, but I just use the very templated VHS stuff. And I take the damage off just because I don't really like the sporadic or the lines and stuff on it. I can't get the right RGB. Okay, try out different presets on it. So they have the traditional one. If you go to choose preset, they have like 10 different ones. Depending on what project I'm working on. Like it always changes. But I usually add that, and then I slowly, like, I usually blend with the original file, like a whole bunch. Like I usually have, maybe it's only in like 30%. Just because it's very muted. Like it blows out all the highlights and it kind of like mutes everything, but I do like that grain on it, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm thinking I'm going to put this in and then separate the text to that went, and then viral in a big old font. Let's see. Let's try black. Let's try that. Should I do it a different color? This is the option paralysis that I constantly feel. Okay. I posted a reel that went viral. Okay. Do we like the separation of this first, or do we like it all together? Here's option A. I posted a reel that went viral. Or option B, which is I posted a reel that went viral. I guess those two would be together. Separate. So option 2. I'm digging option 2 too. 2. Ooh, adding the yellow onto it. Yellow or green? Okay. Yellow or okay. Green. Let's see what red looks like. No, maybe red won't work. What? Maybe red would work. Okay, so red or yellow. I could add some separation on it. Reel is too Instagram specific. But that's what happened. This video, or this video that I'm making, is how I posted a reel on Instagram, and it got me a major brand deal. Green giving herbal. Okay. Yellow. It's 4:30 a.m. Go to bed. Or wake up. Pink with yellow stroke? What? What kind of pink? Are we thinking like highlighter pink or like floral pink? Ooh, pink is cute. With a yellow stroke? Let's see. Is it giving lemonade? Let's see. Guys, there's so many choices. Pull a full matte voice. Right? Blue might give an authentic vibe. Hi, I'm not eligible for Jumpstart. I'm 22. Oh yeah. Well, we want to expand out to potentially like do like not just kids either, but like international and stuff, but that is one day. Audio. No audio? Where do you get your inspirations from? Reading books, Pinterest, or Instagram? Instagram, Pinterest for sure. I freaking love Pinterest. Honestly, like even the outside world. Like I've been to museums where I was like, yo, this is so amazing. I think seeing different forms of art is very inspiring. So I would definitely say all different art mediums, but for sure, like Instagram and Pinterest. Those are next level. Okay. So let's look at our options. We have this one. We have just pink. We have blue. Should we do dark blue? Ooh, okay. And then we have, what was the other color? Yellow. All right. What color should we go with? We have yellow, blue, pink, and lemonade. Put your votes in now. I'm kind of digging. I don't know. What color is that? Let's see. Blue and pink are more. Okay, what colors you just put in? That red. That's like red orange. Okay. Blue and pink both look great. I feel like the blue is more visible. Okay. Blue. Okay. I'm liking blue. I think the blue, all of them at the same time. Lauren? How could we do that? Neon? We can add some glows onto it. I'm thinking I like the blue. Whoever suggested blue, you are the winner. Maybe we can add a little outer glow onto it. Little baby glow. Let's see. Because it's like viral. Do you consider getting inspiration by art or TV or whatever you get inspiration from? You take a little bit of that art and put it in your day? Or do you consider that stealing? You getting inspiration from art is like going to happen whether you consciously or unconsciously do it. Like, there's no possible way that you could not be influenced by something. I think what is so beautiful about art is that it feels like as time moves, our brains make a collage of the things that we see and the things that we feel and the cultures that we experience, and we're able to put that all together into whatever we throw up, which is all of that. So I definitely am more on this side of like, be inspired. Take other people's art and ingest it and throw it up into your own stuff. Like, there is 100% a total difference between stealing and what do they call it? Stealing like an artist and just like straight up copying. Like tracing something, that's not good. I think tracing is really great to learn. Like copying to a T on how something works is really great for artists to learn. And I think kind of can teach a lot of technique, but that shouldn't be something that like you do as a career. Like you can't make a career off of tracing other artists' stuff, or that's not talent, you know? Talent to me is just experience, taking time into something. And I feel like to me, being inspired by art is the foundation of art. I think the only person who had never been experienced or inspired by art is someone who's only been in a pure white room and has never seen anything ever outside of that white room. Like, there's no way to not be inspired. I think it's impossible. You're inspiring me to work on a personal project I've had in mind. Do it. Do it. Seriously. Like, do it. Do a toggle hold keyframe on the color and change it as the camera pans. Oh, you're talking about like Super Mario star color style. Dun, 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 dun. I think I could do that. Or maybe I could do the glow as that. Let's try that. That gave me an idea. Okay. We'll keep the blue and we'll see if this idea works. What if we did? Hear me out. What if we did this? Take this off. And let's turn that white. Delete. And then I'm going to turn this into a different color. Add a fast box blur onto this bad boy. Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, I thought I was going to crash. Okay. Let's expand that. And then let's do this. Oh my gosh. Hue. Okay. And then, oh, what if we do that? Let's see. Let's add time times 200. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Whatever. Let's do this. Let's do 5. Oh, is that too much? That may be too much. I have an unhealthy obsession with deep glow. It's not unhealthy. I love that for you. I like deep glow. We get inspired from each other all the time. So real. What do you think about changing fonts every 3 frames? Oh. That's a good idea. Okay. What fonts should I use that went viral? I think it needs to go more. Maybe less color. I don't know. That's too much, right? That's not a good idea. I don't like that one. We're scrapping that. Bye-bye. Okay, what was it? The 3. Okay, what font should I use? It should be a big font. How does one win an Emmy? By making anything that goes on TV. Literally, anybody can win an Emmy if you make it on TV. That's like rule number 1. And nowadays, I think it's like Netflix, Hulu, all of them. You'd have to do source keyframe on the text to change each frame. Ooh. What? And attach it to what? I had done this and this Minecraft font looks so good, like arcade theme. Guys, I'm going back to blue. This is too much. It's just too much. No, attach, then change the font. What? I don't think I've ever done that before. I have to like, bro, I don't even know where to start with that. I'm gonna do this one. Okay. Does using a pen or tablet make your editing process easier? Absolutely. And it's better for your wrists. So instead of like on your mouse, you're like this all day. My wrist hurts just doing that. Whereas on your pen, you're like moving your whole arm, and you have way more precise and control. So instead of having just your wrists to like tell you where to go, you have literally your entire like arm. So I switched from a mouse to a pen maybe like 2019. Yeah, or 2018. Sorry. 2017. I lied. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to do the 3D freaking text. Because you know what I'll do? I'll make it work. Okay, so we are good on this option A. And now let's let's see, where are these track marks? Are any of them on the ground? I can't see them. Bro, not a single one on the ground. Oh, I think it's because it might be because that. I think sometimes when you do it on a tripod or a dolly, it will like not give you the exact stuff. Track motion instead of camera. Yeah, I think that's what I would have to do. I would just track maybe I could track something on the ground. Yeah, it's like, psych, no, not for you. Okay, I think I'm just going to do this. And I will create a null for that just because they're all massive. I'll put that text behind here. I made a post. I posted a reel that went viral. Okay. Posted reel that. This is like the fun of when I would have to edit music videos. It'd be like the song like over and over and over again. That went, oh wait, it's right here. I posted a reel that went viral. Okay, so now let's go back to Text Evo. I'm gonna do that and then delete that. And I'm going to mask this out there and then do that there. Okay. I think what I'm going to just do is bring them in the frame. Nothing too crazy. Let's add Text Evo on this bad boy and Text Evo on that bad boy. And I'm going to have the text come from the top of the frame and have this text come from the bottom of the frame. Oops, wrong one. There it goes. Okay. Have you ever tried Blender or any? I've only used Blender for like fixing a photogrammetry issue, but I've never used Blender for anything else. I know that Blender can make some wild stuff. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was this animation for Shrek at like a concert where it looked like he was like throwing up on everybody. It was so sick. That was all made in Blender. And I think Flow, which was an animated film that was made entirely in Blender, won an Oscar. And that's a free program that won an Oscar. It's crazy. Is there any way to learn Cinema 4D on a budget? I mean, YouTube's going to be the best free access to knowledge. But in terms of courses, I think who's going to have the best courses is School of Motion. I think they're the best. Like, they are just awesome. You don't need to invest so much in a 3D program at the beginning. It depends on what kind of 3D art you want to make. Very true, very true. Like if you're looking to do like environments, like maybe none of those programs, maybe Unreal is the program that you want to do. There's just so many amazing, Octane is great. It's definitely preference in what you want to get into. I would say the best way to find out what you want to get into is just look at the stuff that you like looking at. Like, if that's what you like looking at, then you should make that stuff. Don't make stuff that you don't like, because then that would not be fun. Okay, I think I'm going to do words on this. I saw a recent reel of yours, the Converse one. How did you do the 3D revolving Converse on the top of your head? Yeah, so I did the Converse by using a photogrammetry tool called Substance 3D Sampler, where I took a whole bunch of photos of that shoe, and then I turned it into a 3D model using that program. The program is heavy on your computer, I will say. I think I have a top-notch computer, and it still is like a little, takes a lot, you know? It probably took me about 4 hours just to get good footage of it, to take all the pictures and then render it in and then clean it out. So it definitely is not like a super easy process, but I think to me, it gave me more flexibility than like trying to make a 3D model, because that is insane. And then once I had that 3D model, I threw it in After Effects, which was so perfect. Like this new After Effects model where they allow you to work with 3D programs. I'm sad that it hasn't been here before, but yeah, very, very big fan of it. Wait until you try Houdini. I've never tried Houdini. Never. I don't think I will. I'm all new applications tapped out. Not saying you guys can't. I'm just saying me personally. Bro, you were the reason I started editing through. Are you serious? That makes me so incredibly happy. That's just so cool. Like, that's so cool. Thank you. That means a lot. NAB, that's in Las Vegas, right? Ooh, a lazy artist guide to using Cinema 4D commercially. I've only heard great things about NAB. Oh my God, Freddie! We got Freddie in here. Can you give us more tutorials on how we can start with creative thinking, please? Yeah, no, I'm a huge advocate for getting the thought out. I think it's honestly so much more important than a lot of the technical stuff. Like, obviously you need to know how to do those thoughts or visions that you have for your project, but I think a lot of people overlook the pre-production aspect of just like coming up with an idea. To me, I love doing lots of research. I like finding things that I like and then trying to expand on it. So sometimes I'll see something from like fashion photography where I'm like, oh my God, this outfit is amazing. Or, oh my gosh, this shot is so freaking cool. And what I'll do is I'll figure out how do I incorporate that type of shot into my work. And then I like to do a word tree where like I basically take in an idea and then I break down that word. So for example, if I'm gonna do like I saw Alice in Wonderland and I want to make an Alice in Wonderland themed animation, I'm gonna look up Alice in Wonderland, checkered, chess, blue dresses, like everything that goes with that. And then you'll start to see ideas start to flow. That to me has always made the most sense. I felt like before I put way too much pressure on me to have like really amazing ideas. I was just like, all these people can just like doodle an idea and it just comes out and it's just like amazing. I am not like that. I need to sit and be very intentional about what I'm creating. So yeah, that's how I like working. But everyone's different, you know? Some people like it to be very like spiritual where they like sit and have a glass of coffee and like chill out and think of stuff. Some people are like, I listen to a song and that's how I get inspired. So find out what you like, what gives you peace and kind of helps bring some ideas. When are you getting sponsored by AE? I mean, they've been sponsoring me. They help out with Jumpstart, which is why we're running the stream today, is to help kids get computers. So yeah, they donate like all the subscriptions for all of our students for every year. So this is our second year doing it. And they're like, yeah, whenever your second program goes, we got those subscriptions for you. So we're basically sponsored without actually being sponsored. Have a good stream. Have creative work to do. Bye-bye. Good luck on the work. Imani, keep killing it. I will try my hardest. It's a lot of work, but I will absolutely try. I agree with these on pre-production. That's why I asked about sketching before animating. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think social media makes it to where people are just trying to finish the project as soon as possible, which I understand. Because as fast as you see content go online, it's like, do they even think about it? But don't look at other people's stuff and base that on how you should structure the amount of time and quality that you should be putting in your stuff. Practice makes perfect, and quality is not like done overnight. And it definitely takes time to even get to a point of making something of quality overnight. So, yeah. I work for a digital agency where I make a lot of content for brands, but most of the time they get stuck in the client limbo and never see the light of day. Is there a good way to showcase that work? I put it out. I don't even care. There's times where like I made a whole music video for a huge musician. And like, I still put it out. Like, they didn't put it out officially. But there's some that I didn't get to put out. Like, I made one for BB No Money. And that one never saw the light of day. I was so sad about that one because I spent so much time on it. And I think they just went like a completely different. I don't even think they put something out. I think they're like, nah, never mind. Which I was sad about. But titties, what titties? Love to see you two struggling. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Imani, may I ask you a question? Go ahead. That's what we're here for. I feel old now. I've been, when you started Jumpstart, day one. I love BB No Money. Dude, he's been all over the internet. It's so funny. I feel like he's trying to conquer the internet, which I love. Any tips on posting reels? My IG algorithm doesn't seem to like me posting reels as compared to carousels. So the big thing with reels is that you have to not think about posting just art. You have to post much more than just art. Like, it needs to be more entertaining than art. And as an artist, it feels like, oh, I'm putting my art on the back burner. That's not necessarily it. You're just presenting it in a more digestible way. So think about how you're structuring your art based on how others that are successfully posting the things that they want to highlight, and formulate it into that type of structure. I've seen your work and I love your tutorials, and I think that you have like a lot of value. And I think that if you structured your reels to fit more of, rather than just, your tutorials are really great for people who enjoy After Effects. And I've seen it and I've saved your tutorials, but it's like, we want people who are watching that aren't just watching After Effects tutorials, you know? Like I had a video on a tutorial I made the other day where this guy's like, I work in construction. Why am I watching a green screen video, you know? Bye, Chris. Have a good night. Get some sleep. That's like 4 a.m. You're crazy, man. But yeah, the idea is to create something that is entertaining and not just, for that small audience. You have to think so much bigger than that. So follow the structure in which other people are successfully doing it. Like, literally breaking it down. You don't have to copy. Like, if you take one of my videos and you're like, okay, why is this working? Figure out why it's working. Like, what design aspect of it? What text? What things am I saying? You know, like, that type of stuff will help you determine what to put on yours. So yeah, hope that helps. Okay, let's see. I posted a reel that went viral. I'm a college student. I want to know if editing's a lucrative career. Depends on who you're asking, because I think if you ask anybody in the current film industry, they'll yell no. But I think it just depends on what type of editing you want to do. So like, I think some things have died off, but other things have grown. So I think it's just important to know what market you want to get into, because editing, that's so vague, you know, like editing what? Editing music videos, editing commercials for shoes, editing, you know, there's so many things. So I think breaking it down to a very small t of like what you want to do, that will definitely help you decide what you want to do and if it's lucrative. Okay, what do I say here? I totally forgot. And it got me a major brand deal. And it got me. Okay, let's do this. And it got me your way of work is actually so similar to what I want or what I can do. So can you like make a video on how did you start all of this? Yeah. I've always been super vocal on like my day one of literally starting. So I initially wanted to do music videos. Like I loved making music videos, and I wanted to get into the music industry, but I don't know how to sing. So the way that I was able to get in was just making like fake little music videos. That eventually got me to do stuff for like really big artists because I was just making fan art and like free content. That eventually someone hired me, and that's how I was able to like build that credibility, was by adding those names and working with those smaller artists and like building my way up to the top and to the top. I'm not the top, but like building my way up. But yeah, I think it's just ground level. I always say like dress for the job that you want and create the content that you want to be making. So it could be like not content that you're necessarily like doing. Like if you're like, oh, I want to do commercials for such and such, you may not be hired by them yet, but you could create spec work for them. You know, that's the biggest way to me to get into these roles. Hope that makes sense. I'm like also editing. This is a job. Edit and talk. I can barely edit and listen. I'm usually like listening to 20 different things. I don't know about you, but I definitely find comfort in like having multiple things going on at the same time. My brain is at ease by being overstimulated. And it got me a major, let's see, major brand deal. Should these be all caps? Let's see. Major brand deal. That's a big font. Big girl font. Let's capitalize it. Ooh, okay. I'm liking this. I posted a reel that went viral and it got me a major brand deal. Got me a, this needs to go faster, a major right here, major brand deal. Major brand deal. Look at that. Yes. All right. I think I feel good about this. We're also coming up on 3 hours. That's like a whole lot. Thanks so much, guys. I think we're going to close this out. I appreciate you guys all tuning in and helping support Jumpstart and making dreams come true. I hope I answered your questions and got to help out a little bit. Thanks for watching me edit. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Have a good night wherever you are. I hope it's not 3 a.m. where you are. I hope you get some good sleep, and I hope to do this again soon. So thanks so much, guys. Make sure to check me out. Instagram. Hope you guys are already there. I love you guys. Have a good night. TTYL, BRB.